It's RV inspection day, and today, would you believe it? We're in the country. This is Osteen, Florida. Now, if you've been to Florida, you probably think of beaches and cities, but I can tell you, we are in the middle of the sticks. Horses and mules all around us, and today we are inspecting this beautiful Alliance Valor 40V13. Now stick around. We hear rumor that these are like top notch, and we're going to see today exactly why you need to have an inspection, and hopefully we find nothing on this toy hauler.
And now we're into this. We already have a major issue. The seller, I'm not going to point fingers, the seller claims when we got in here that they didn't know we were here this morning, which they were confirmed last night again that they were. So
Breaking news! Listen guys, what we found at the end of the day that we didn't film, we're showing you now. So listen, when we started in the morning, that entire unit was closed up, buttoned up tight. We had to get the slides out. I'm on the inside, Pierre's on the outside filming as I'm pressing the button for the slide to go out. I'm saying, honey, this does not sound right. Something's wrong with this slide. And I could see that the slide did not extend all the way out, as I'm showing you right now. But I'm telling you, when we close this up at the end of the day, as we always leave the units exactly how we found them, watch this. What would be your reaction if we send this to you in your inspection report? Tell us in the comments below. So remember, stick around because I want you to see what happened at the end of the day.
as you can see, we're in the middle of the jungle here. No electrical, no water. We finally got the seller to bring us water to test. Yeah, it made sense. I tried to get my system. I already did the roof. I went on there to see if it's solid. It looks nice. The unit looks beautiful, actually. My problem is, now that I did everything and I checked my oil, my generator, I said, all right, I'm going to start my generator. Things are all ready. It's all set. I can't start the generator. I don't have any power. There's solar. So you think that, well, if there's solar panels, the battery should recharge, which the battery is actually a lithium battery. So as you can see here, that's a Renogy. Typically, they're good batteries. They will hold up. So I shut off the main switch for the power, try to give us a chance to recharge the system. Like I said, I checked the oil, I checked everything before I wanted to start my generator. Push the button for the generator inside. Tick, tick. So here's the controller for the charger. You can see it's blinking. You can see I only have 11.2 volts, which we had about 10.9. Well, even less than that. We ended up at 9.8 at one point when I was trying to charge. So nothing works. Now we're in a dilemma. The customer left. It's not our job to become a mechanic, charge the battery, jumpstart the generator. We're here to perform an inspection, which should be ready, because as you know now by the experience, we're here 6 to 8 hours. All right, well, I already lost an hour in trying to figure how to get this going, get the water here, which should have been here, which when you go through your agreement, these are the points that we bring to the buyer to say, listen, you've got to make sure you contact the customers. So do we. We're going to be there that day. You've got the list of what we need in order to be able to perform an inspection. At eyesight, looking at it, I told Laurel, this is nice, this is beautiful, it looks solid. I did the roof, it's nice, just a couple little normal thing. So they just went to Alliance a year and a couple of months ago. Laurel told me that it was 2021. They had the leveling system fixed. They had reinforcement built into their lippert system. So there was weaknesses that they had upgraded. The vents on top, that was done too. So I thought, okay, well, we're in a good start. So that was good. The problem is, now I can't get this started. So if I don't have enough voltage, I can't use my slide out. Because you'll need about 12 and a half volts at least in order to be able to make this work. If I can generate enough voltage in this solar system, maybe I'll be able to charge the generator itself and be able to start it. There's no pull start on those generators. That's where we are at so far. Looks good, but future will tell us. If we can't charge a battery, we can't do nothing, we might have to say, sorry, close out. When this is working, we'll come back. But yeah, you guys don't want to spend money for nothing? Well, make sure that everything is in order when we get there. These were your 2 days, if you remember. We'll see on the other side to see how it's going to turn out. We finally got our battery to charge long enough to be able to start our little beast. When we send those instructions, like I said, and it's clear, everything is clear, and people say, well, we didn't hear about nothing. Nobody told us. I'll call BS on this. So it's clear. When you sign your agreement, we state what we need. If somebody doesn't forward to the seller what we require to do this, you'll have the inspection with the stuff that was given to us. So for instance, this one, we do not have shore power. So on the generator, I can't do hot skin, meaning I can't know what power that came from the ground would be reconnecting and have a ground short through the... So it's not happening. So, well, you lost one of the items that we were going to do for your unit. And there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to come back here in a day or two when they finally bring it up to a house and plug it to shore power. So we've had that issue before, and we solved it by having a line of 110 to the unit, and we actually checked every system. So this is not going to happen, but it works. On the generator, it's perfect. The water hose goes down, so coming back to electrical, it doesn't mean that my transfer switch works. So when you plug the shore power, maybe the transfer switch doesn't work. But it's a new unit, 2021. Yeah, right. So we finally got voltage back. See, now we're up to 13.5. If you remember a little bit earlier, we were about at 11. So now the solar's kicking in and is able to push 13.5. It should go about to 14.3. So far, I've found little things and major things. So, for instance, this fridge, it's actually not held up there. You can see the bracket is not well attached. So that's a detail, but it's a detail that somebody else let go. So on this side, well, that's called a life safety. If you don't check, you won't know. But see this rubber? This is to avoid you to have propane if ever there's a leak. To have propane stay in this compartment, which is actually accessible to your inside living space. So that's called life safety. So I addressed this. On here we had a brand new pump, air pump system that's never been touched, never been used. We've had the deck down, so I've checked everything from the screen and the whole deck. Everything was good. I didn't find nothing special here. A couple of places I had sealant that needed to be addressed. We got the fuel tank there. We cannot run. Okay, so just stay there, honey. So we have the fuel tank here. I actually locked it back, but we actually have the nozzle, but when the generator works, well, we can't use it. So you can't have any source of power around here. So the major problem we had, and I think Laurel's going to show us inside also. No, stay right there, babe. It's fine. This slide out should go about an inch more, I'd say, probably an inch and a half. So, and there's a couple of sealant here and there, over there, that it'll be in the report. Nothing to excite you that it's a piece of crap. No, it's not. It's beautiful. It's solid. It's well maintained. It's except for normal manufacturing things, defect. I got a couple of screws missing in the slide out, and so typical thing that we normally find when people say, you ain't gonna find nothing, it's brand new. Yeah, right. So that's the fun part of what we do. So now let's go see that inch and a half that we're missing that's inside. I think Laura's gonna be able to show us up right off the bat.
This is the slide that Pierre was referring to. This is the living room slide. And you can see that it doesn't completely extend all the way out. Still have some space there, as you can see. And I'm standing inside of the garage. And in this toy hauler, here is your kitchen table and your 2 chairs. Unfortunately, this chair is, well, it's broken. Somebody's going to need to fix it. Stay right there. So come back in here. Let's talk about what I have found in here. I have gone through my water and we are hooked up to a hose and my hot water's working, no leaks, the shower, the sinks, everything is fine. But we've got this trim here on the ceiling that is completely loose, as you can see. I'm sure you can get in there and you can see that. I have done my oven and my stove, and you hear that? You can even see it wiggling here, right? Can you see it? You can make your own music here in the living room, see? So back to, so I've done my USBs. The one USB that does not work is right here on this side of the couch. All the other USBs throughout the entire coach work. And then there's one little spot on the couch right here. As you can see, I think somebody sat here a lot. It is starting to wear and tear on this section. They open properly. I have not done this one yet. That's next after lunch. But coming up into the bedroom and the bathroom. First thing I saw this morning before we even put the slides out was that the trim of the bedroom slide was on the bed. And so that needs to go back up, but everything in here is functioning as it's supposed to. There's no huge breaks in the wall or any soft spots. I've gone through the shower. As you can see, it's wet because I went inside to make sure there was no leaks, and there are no leaks. No leaks in the toilet. They're all holding, both toilets are holding the water as they should. So far, this is what I found inside. I still got the rest of the afternoon, and I will see you at the end of the day.
So Valor, here we are at the end of the day. The main thing that I can't figure out either one, and well, I do on one because I know the fuse is blown. So this awning in the front extended but doesn't retract. Nothing to do. That is not happening today. So that'll be another day for another person. Here, the awning in the back of this deck normally should have come out. So I can see there's a fuse blown inside. So there is an electrical issue. So we can't really know where it's from, where it's at. And this is not our job. So we report what we found, and this is one of them. Hot skin, as I said earlier, I cannot test this. So you might be buying this. It was on the generator and it's fine. They're happy. Oh, you got power. You got to understand, again, look at hot skin. It has nothing to do with generator power. It's from the ground power. And if there is a ground, it would come back and would try to find a place in the ground to go back. That's how I can get a reading. Otherwise, I cannot. I can't test the propane because there's no spigot, because there's a generator, there's fuel tank in the back. So those toy hauler, normally they don't have a outside spigot for the propane. So I tried to go in the oven top, but you can't. There's no access. It's a what we call a sealed system. Maybe one day we'll have RV tech specification that we can dismantle everything, then become a tech on top of it and charge even. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Normally it's quite simple, but those new systems, they're enclosed, so you actually need a certified technician to do those beside what we are allowed to do. Oh yeah, and by the way, those residential oven, residential. So if you don't have 110, even if you try to turn your oven on, you need 110, you need power. It doesn't work on 12 volts. So when you do that, click, 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 it doesn't do click, click, click. So propane will come up and you need a lighter if you ran out of power, let's say, for instance. Unless you're on the inverter, which this one is not. There's no inverter. Everything is 12 volts, so that's it. You're done. So you need the generator or you need shore power. So wheels and tires were all good. They're all kosher. They're 2 years old. Nice thread, nice axle. No problem with the shackles. Other than that, it's a nice unit overall. A couple of things missing. Like now I gotta, before I end up, Lowell did this. Now I just realized, oh yeah. So now we gotta check the leveling system and hopefully it is good. So now let's go see what she found inside.
So it's the end of the day and we're going to recap inside. Nothing huge or major except here. So right here we have a nice big rip. And it's basically, this is the edge of the slide. So where people might have stepped, it's ripped there. And also over here on this end as well. And other than that, I've checked the TVs, the radio, and as far as the TVs, well, we have different kinds of TVs everywhere, and the Connex does not have the remotes, but I did use the LG remote to turn it on. We don't have any signal here. The other thing that I found, when I pull out this and make it into the bed, and I can't really show you guys, but behind this, once I pull this, well, maybe I can. Well, look at that. I can. You can see that the wall has come apart here. Needs to be stapled back together. But other than that, pretty much that's what I found inside here. And we'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that notification bell. And remember, and do never forget, it's not about the destination. It's all about the journey.